Hi guys, I am Trish with Unique Me 303 Healing and Empowerment. I am going to give you some tips on astral traveling, having out-of-body experiences. I have a lot of experience in this, so I'm only going to share my experience in this. It could be different for other people, so I suggest that you follow other people and see what they have to say about it. However, this is my experience and this is how it worked for me. So when I first got into meditation, different things I was being guided to different things, like trying guided meditations, watching things for astral traveling and out-of-body experiences, watching things to heal my body, watching stuff for kundalini energy rising, blah 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 blah. And one of the things that really stood out to me was trying to get out of body. So I meditated for a long time. It took me probably a couple months, maybe even longer, before I could actually even get my mind quiet. So it's about following through, not quitting 5 minutes before the miracle happens and what have you. So one of the things that Spirit had taught me to do when I was trying to have an out-of-body experience was, first and foremost, set intentions. As soon as I'm getting my eyes closed and starting to meditate, looking into my third eye area, I would say something internally along the lines of, I am intending at this time to connect with astral traveling or out-of-body experiences. Guide, lead, and instruct me how to do this. Okay, so at first I would sometimes I would look into the third eye area and I'd see like tunnels and different colors, and I'd follow these orbs that was moving around, and I'd start to feel as if I was coming out of my body, like my spirit, my soul was coming up out of my body. And then all of a sudden it would go back down in it. And then that happened for, I couldn't tell you how long. And then it got to a place where Spirit was guiding me to add music to it. Theta realms or theta tones, delta tones, things of that sort. So I started incorporating that and would try exercises like pulling myself up a rope or climbing a ladder or watching myself bounce out. And I would, again, have these moments of where part of my body would come out, or Spirit would feel as if it was coming out of my body, and part of it wouldn't. So then Spirit would lead me to releasing the blocks that were keeping part of my spirit in. So I was guided to heal certain aspects, and I learned all about that. 2, 3, 4, guys, I was told to tell you. And if you hear my dog over here playing on the bed, I apologize. He's playing with a bone. But anyway, so I was guided to listen to these different musics, and I would start doing that, and then I would get in and out of my body, or partially in and out of my body, and then I was guided to heal these blocks that was keeping my spirit from releasing the rest of the way. So it took me several weeks, maybe months, of getting clear of all this stuff. And in the meantime, I would still have these moments of going partially out of body and staying partially in my body. I would feel different parts of my physical body, I couldn't feel them, and then other parts that I could. So instead of focusing on that, I started being guided to focus on being consciously aware in my physical human consciously aware of my physical human body while astral traveling. Instead of trying to get completely out of body, I was trying to just astral travel. There was many different ways of astral traveling, and one of them is to be completely physically aware, having your eyes open, and consciously being in one or more different places, realms, dimensions, what have you, different planets, different universes, different galaxies, inner Earth. I mean, you name it, you are capable of traveling to it. Things that have happened in the past, things that are happening in the future. So I would set intentions on consciously being aware of my body, my physical human body, as well as being able to go to other places. And that's exactly what would happen. Sometimes Spirit would close my eyes, and I'd say, if my eyes are meant to stay closed, make them stay closed. If they are meant to stay open, make them stay open. And that's exactly what would happen. So the times when they would stay open, those were the times where I could see around and whatever was in front of me, but I also internally or consciously could see 5 or 6 different places. I could feel the weather in those places. I could talk to other beings. A lot of times it was me talking to myself or talking to other beings that were of higher intelligence, 444, and that would guide me to heal something or bring some sort of, I don't want to say technology, but information back, and I'd journal it or what have you. But these type of things would happen while I was consciously aware of my physical body. And then it got to a point where after I became consciously aware, when I was, had my eyes open or closed and going to 4 or 5 different places, being aware of all of those places, what was happening there. Then it got to a point of I would be at a friend's house or I would be driving down the road, and all of a sudden I'd have this real quick flash of going completely out of body and coming back in. And it would scare the shit out of me so much that I was going to either wreck or, fall into something, whatever it may be. So I started asking my higher self and guidance to only allow me to go out of body when I'm not driving and when I'm at home or sitting. So that's kind of what started happening, 5, 4, 3. But one of the big things that I can say is repetition. Continuously listening to music, continuously trying new exercises on how to get yourself up and out. Imagine seeing yourself in front of you, looking at yourself. So that was another technique that I tried. And I was doing that at my dad's one time when we were meditating together. And all of a sudden, my body, and I don't know how to explain this completely, but my body, my spiritual body started moving out, and it looked like 100 of me moving out of my physical body and from a chair onto a couch that was right next to me. And as soon as those 100 pieces of me would get to that couch, I'd bounce right back in my body, and it'd be so intense, and it would kind of be jarring. It wasn't painful, but it was shocking, like an energetic shock to my system. And literally I puked. I got real hot. My dad had to go get a cold wash rag and put on the back of my neck. I couldn't open my eyes. It was the most uncomfortable experience, but at the same time, I was so excited, 654, about the experience that I was having that I just wanted to continuously do it. So every time that I go to my dad's for several weeks, we'd meditate together. We'd start have astral traveling together. And then it got to a point where I was not just astral traveling or having complete out-of-body experiences, but I would look into my third eye area with my eyes closed, and all of a sudden I could see everything in front of me that was in the room. My eyes were closed. I was looking into my third eye. I was connecting with the third eye. Okay, guys, now that I've told you all of this, a suggestion that I can give you is, if you are somebody that astral travels and has out-of-body experiences and you don't meditate a lot, that astral travel experiences or out-of-body experiences will start to diminish. I am somebody who is having them every single day. As soon as I closed my eyes, I was somewhere else, whether I still could feel my physical body or not. So meditate, continue with guided meditations, as well as just setting intentions. Try different techniques to get yourself out, but also set intentions to only have these experiences when you're at home or at somebody else's home or something like that. Now, one of the things that happened with me when I first started doing this is I would have to tell my friends and family, like before I had set intentions to not do it anywhere else but at home. I'd have to tell my friends and family, like, I can go out of body at any given moment. And I was just awakening, and it was very odd for me to have to tell my friends and family this, but at the same time, they seen and experienced me going through times of not being able to control going out of body, or, where my eyes would close and I couldn't open them and my body would be shaking and twitching from Kundalini energy, and I'm kind of getting a little off track, but know that you can get sick. You can feel this energetic shock to your system. Not everybody feels that. I know people that's astral traveled and never had experiences like that. However, the more that you do it, the more you get out of body, or the more that you go into other places, whether you're consciously aware or not, the more that it becomes easier to not have those experiences, the bad experiences or the uncomfortable experiences. And it just becomes second nature. It becomes something that you feel like you've always been able to do. This was something that it was not a truth for me. I didn't, I questioned whether or not it was true that you can astral travel and have out-of-body experiences. But the more that I started awakening because of meditating and everything like that, the more that I started realizing, man, there is a lot of magic behind just looking into the third eye or trying to astral travel or what have you. And that's just a little bit of experiences that I've had. But hopefully you guys can take some of these suggestions and start meditating. Stick with it, guys, even if it takes you days or months to finally get your mind quiet and get to this place of understanding how to do this. And oh, I'm getting a suggestion. If you're afraid that you're not going to come back, I was very afraid that I wouldn't come back, and that held me back from being able to go out of body fully. Okay, that was one of the other things besides blocks. Energetically, it would block me from being able to go out of body because I would put a wall up saying I'm not able to do it. And the universe responds with not allowing you to do it. So one of the things that you can do is imagine that you have an umbilical cord, an energetic umbilical cord coming from your belly button and going to an anchor. And that anchor, just imagine wherever you're sitting or standing when you're trying to go out of body. I wouldn't suggest standing, but wherever you're at when you're doing that, imagine that anchor being attached to underneath whatever you're sitting on. And when you're out of body, if you're getting scared or you feel like you just want to go back into your body, one of the things that you can do is either pull on that rope, that umbilical cord, to bring you back down, or you can just imagine or say in your mind, like, I want to go back, and just know you're going to jar right back into your body. Everybody's experiences are different. Hopefully, if you try this and you go out of body, you won't get sick and start throwing up like I did. But it was crazy. I got so hot, couldn't open my eyes. My dad was a little bit worried about me, but it even will. Thank you, Spirit, for telling me this. This is something that you really need to be mindful of. So anytime that you are meditating, trying to astral travel, or have an out of body experience, there is going to be times when Spirit will take over your breath. Okay, so you might not breathe, and I know this sounds crazy, for a minute to several minutes on your own. But as you start to fear that you can't breathe, all of a sudden Spirit's going to let you realize, like, you don't need to breathe. You don't need to breathe because you're not totally in your body. So I had to tell my parents, my sister, if there's any time where it looks like I'm not breathing, but you know that I'm meditating, do not call the ambulance. Don't worry about me. 1212. I'm just, Spirit is taking over my breath. And, it was so weird having to tell people these things. However, it became something that people understood. And the more that I started having these experiences, the easier it was for me to not have the symptoms that go with it. And, I wouldn't have it happen when I was in the car or at other people's houses. It would only happen when I was at home and meditating and setting those intentions. However, there's a lot of lessons that come with learning to astral travel or go out of body. Or maybe even connecting with the third eye, because they all kind of go hand in hand. But there's a lot of lessons to learn to get there. If you're somebody that has really not had to meditate to get to that space, you're probably somebody that's an older soul than me and has experienced that before. And when you was born into this lifetime, this carnation, then you awakened where you had already previously left off. So in your previous lifetime, you was able to astral travel, have out-of-body experiences. 13, guys. Anyway, I hope that this information helped you guys in some way, shape, or form. Please let me know by sharing any kind of experiences that you've had, any information that may have helped you this time. Let me know that. If you're interested in winning a full reading giveaway at the beginning of the month, please like this video, put your name or a comment down in the comments along with the date, and you'll be entered in to win that full reading giveaway. Thank you guys so much for all the people who have been liking, sharing, subscribing, following, any of that stuff. Making appointments, following me, and doing my, being a part of my live reading feeds on YouTube as well as Facebook group. So thank you so much. You guys are helping me to grow, helping me to get into the algorithm, and it's very much appreciated. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Much love. Bye.